First of all, let's just say Merry Christmas, even though it's the 26th of November when I'm recording this, but if my calculations are correct, this should be coming out on Christmas Eve. So if you're somehow watching this on Christmas Eve, I don't know why, because I assume you'd have more important things to do. But yeah, getting ready to, probably going to bed, waiting for your Christmas presents in the morning. You know what, send me pictures over either Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter of what you got for Christmas. I want to know. I actually want to know your Christmas presents, so feel free to put it in any one of my 3 social medias. Yeah, no, Instagram or Twitter. Put in either Instagram or Twitter, and tag me in it. What you got for Christmas? I want to know what you got for Christmas. So, yeah. Last time we had, well, I forgot to say, we're back with Batman the Animated Series, episode 26 now. Last time we had a very good episode, a surprisingly fantastic episode with the Clock King of all people. Like, I never thought in my life I'd say I was entertained by the Clock King, but it's just something about him was somewhat relatable in a way, because there are uptight people who want to keep to their schedule and then they go crazy when things don't happen that way. I'm that way in a sort of way. I think things should work in a certain way. Like, I don't know, when I expect things to work a certain way and when they don't work out that way, I get angry and stuff like that. So, like, just fairly recently, I ordered something off a company online, and it took longer for it to get here than I would have hoped it would. And I was getting asked questions about things that I thought I'd already answered, so I was getting sort of angry with them. But it worked out in the end. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, I get angry and mad at when things don't work out the way they're supposed to, or when I can't do things when I'd hoped to. So that's a relatable thing that people can relate to for Clock King. But I think, yeah, he's obviously much more exaggerated than what normal people are like. But then again, that's what a lot of comic book characters are, aren't they? The ingenious way of it is you just take like a small thing that you think no one really, like, it's relatable to people, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't seem that huge, and you just exaggerate it to an extreme, and you get a character like Clock King out of it. Just going to say, if you're watching on my early access, at least at this week, maybe it'll be basically, my family keeps saying I've been burning the candle at both ends recently, because obviously I wake up, I go to work, I come from work, and I'm either recording or editing most of the night for the next video. It's like that all week, and people keep telling me now that I'm burning the candle at both ends. So instead of editing like you usually do, just take the week off and then just record the videos on the days they're supposed to, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then on the weekend just edit all 3 of them at once, like one after the other, instead of doing it, well, Monday record, Tuesday edit, Wednesday record, Thursday edit, and so on. So instead, I'm trying this week to record them all on their days, and then edit them all on Saturday or Sunday, and then post them all at once to the Patreon. I don't know if this will work. I'll see. This is the test run this week to see if it works out. But maybe if it does work out well, then by the time you're watching this on YouTube, this will be a normal on Patreon. Like, instead of getting them exactly 4 weeks in advance, they'll all get posted on the Saturday of the week that they're supposed to come out. But then again, it still might not work, so you'll know already if you subscribe to the Patreon. We are moving on to episode 26 of Batman the Animated Series, and I'm just excited because last week just reaffirms how very compelling and relatable most of the characters in this show are. Well, a lot of the villains in this show are mostly like normal. The villain always steals the show in the episode. Clock King definitely did last week. When a villain, it's amazing when a villain can just take you by surprise. Like, I didn't care much about Clock King. I didn't really didn't care whatsoever. But then I watched that episode and I'm like, oh my god, Clock King is actually cool. Which, I suppose that's the beauty of this show. It makes you care. Well, it makes you care. It gets your eye on certain characters that you wouldn't care about any other way. So, yeah, I wonder if they're going to do that again this episode, or if we're going to have a villain that we've already had. Because I've already said before that Joker and Scarecrow have already returned for a second story, on a third story in Joker's case, or fourth. Yeah, fourth story in Joker's case. But we've not had another one of those villains return again. And I'm still waiting on Riddler and Bane as well. So, yeah, let's just get into Season 1, Episode 26 of Batman the Animated Series right now. Appointment in Crime Alley. Ooh. Going to be getting a bit of parent flashbacks here. Because isn't that the alley where the parents were murdered? Oh, is that Daggett from the Clayface episodes? Ooh. Ripped! You got no nipples though. 750. 752 even. Which I suspect that's intentional. Actually, no, it wouldn't be, because 52 didn't mean anything at this point for DC. Oh, look at him go!
What are you doing?
Don't announce yourself! Don't hurt the little old lady. Oh. It's 8:15, the clock's ticking! This is actually kind of tense, watching the clock just go by.
I'm looking for Dr. Tompkins. She said somebody was supposed to meet her.
Leslie Tompkins! Oh, the little old lady is Leslie Tompkins. Love that! Big character in Gotham, if you ever watched that. Oh, I actually care about the old lady now, because I know it's Leslie Tompkins. Well, I cared about her anyway, but it's Leslie Tompkins now, so it means more.
And then when 9 o'clock rolls around,
Oh, instant slum clearance. Next stop, mini mall.
You can't destroy that hotel. This block may be abandoned, but that building has people living in it.
Please cooperate with him.
Hostage might be heard. I'll do it. You'll do it.
Oh, he doesn't know him.
You are. Oh. You took my
Oh. Oh god, look at that. How did he save them both? He's huge, if he could cover them both like that. Oh. She knew the Waynes. That is actually very sad. I'm close to crying.
Where's Dr. Tompkins? Two guys, they grabbed her. She dropped it. I thought I could sell it, get a few bucks. Where are
Wow.
they? Corner of Finger and Broom. This one I know, honest.
You'd think someone would be a good Samaritan. But then again, it's Gotham. Oh, we're having a Spider-Man 2 moment here. Got 15 minutes. No. No autographs. Oh, it's like Batman. It's like Batman Returns.
How about you, Nitro?
He knows them.
You told your parole board you gave up the arson for hire game.
I did. I'm clean.
Really?
Uh-oh.
What's this?
Listen, we gotta get out of here. It's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you going nowhere. If it's gonna blow, you're gonna blow with it. I'm actually so scared for her. Oh. That's cold. No, but huh? Who?
Nobody values human life like you do. I defused the bomb at the hotel. All your punks managed to destroy were a few condemned buildings. Once they confess, thank heaven the criminals responsible have been caught. But Mr. Daggett, you told us to officers. I believe your duty is clear. Excuse me.
Scumbag. He's not going to get away with this.
Daggett won't escape the law forever. There's nothing you can do. And besides, you have an appointment to keep.
Oh. Well, they died. And she's comforting him again, just like she did back then. Oh, it's coming. Yeah, the tears are starting to... They're coming. They're going to come. If that would have gone much longer, they definitely would have. That was a fantastic episode, once again. But not because of the villain. I don't know what made this episode so good. Was it? It was just the connect, like the good people living in the bad areas and stuff like that. I don't know. It was so nice. Crime Alley, of course, where Batman's parents were murdered. Can't believe Daggett got away with it. They are those. Well, obviously not in this episode, but those henchmen have got to talk at some point, surely. They just saw that their boss was going to turn them over, and they've got to speak up for something. Yeah, they've got to speak up, but the idea of the episode is that Daggett got away with it. I suppose that's the idea, like good people living in bad areas, and then people in power just don't care. That was a strong theme in the Joker movie as well. But his plan was to just blow up the whole block of buildings and then redevelop it all. I suppose he's going to get part of his wish because some buildings did blow up, but empty ones. I was just shocked that they went off at all. I thought he would have just. I thought it would have been saved, but no. Part of Crime Alley is gone now. It's going to be redeveloped. The clock ticking was just so good. It was so good because obviously a ticking clock, it builds up the intensity. But one of the stars of this episode was the introduction of Dr. Leslie Tompkins. I didn't realise it was her at first until I think Batman said later on when he came to the shelter looking for her. They might have said her name before that. They probably did, but I didn't catch it. But yeah, Dr. Leslie Tompkins. I love that they brought that character in. But then again, this is probably the definitive Batman series that ever was, so it's going to have almost every single character in it. But yeah, to know that she was the one who comforted Bruce after his parents died, and then she was doing it again at the end. I suppose this must have been the reason he was putting the flowers down. This must have been the anniversary of their death, and she was there for him again like she was back then. I suppose if Alfred can be seen as the new father figure, then she's got to be the new mother figure in his life as well, because she certainly felt like it. Yeah, this episode just pulled on the heartstrings, and I don't know why. I mean, it's supposed to, but yeah, definitely seeing that picture of her comforting Bruce after his parents were killed, it definitely brought up emotions, and then it did at the end as well. But yeah, there was that stealth scene where he just dived into the apartment and just took them all out in the dark, and then there was the problem with the tram. We call it a tram. I don't know what you call it, but because you could be in any other country, I don't know what you would call it, but we'd call it a tram. Yeah, and then there was the guy on the. My hair looks so shit today, but yeah, and then there was the guy on the billboard who was willing to shoot anyone who worked for Daggett. Batman just kept getting obstacles in his way. And then there was the there was the homeless guy who saw Tompkins get nabbed, kept the blast cap, if that's what it was, and then thought he could sell it. And then for some reason he was round at her house, I suppose looking for something to steal. So, bit of a dick move, but at least he told Batman where to find her. And it was sort of a heartbreaking thing to see when they first introduced Leslie Tompkins, to see this nice old lady just walking down this horrible, dark, crap city block. It definitely makes you feel about, obviously, people living in poverty, living in poor living arrangements, especially now as well, when people are facing poverty for something that's not in their control. And meanwhile, people who are higher up the ladder just don't care, or planning. They either just turn a blind eye to them, or they're planning to just kick them out and make their lives even worse. And it's a really shitty thing. This show has a way of it has so many episodes that just hit a certain part. It tells a certain message, and it's so beautifully told in the space of 20 minutes. I mean, it references a lot of real world stuff, like the forgotten episode, slavery, the underdwellers, children imprisonment, child enslavement, I suppose. And then there's this, because there is a lot more to this show than just Batman fighting the villains every week. I like episodes like this. Episodes where you just see Batman doing something good. As always, this will be available on Patreon for $3 a month, full length, that is. And that'll be on the day it comes out on YouTube. But if you're watching this episode on YouTube, you can watch all the way up to episode 30 right now on Patreon for $5 a month. In which case you also get the $3 full length of the episode. And then there's the tier higher, which goes to the $10 tier, which means full length movie reactions. So monthly movie reactions should be coming out. It's reaching the end of November now, and I still haven't got a proper film to do, so got to think about that. Maybe I'll do it this weekend. It is Thursday night now, so yeah, probably do that this weekend if I've got time. And then obviously with that $10 tier you get the full length movie reactions, the 4 weeks early access to shows like this, as well as My Hero and Ben 10, and then also you get the $3 full length. All that for $10 a month. Not to mention, if you also do the $10 a month, you get your name put at the end of this video in the little credit form, just like Mr. Larry Walker does, my current one and only $10 tier patron. So if you want your name at the end of that and get all the bonus perks of being a $10 tier patron, then feel free to do that at your own discretion. So yeah, that's all we've got for this week. Another incredible episode of Batman the Animated Series. So until next time, we are over and out.